Right now, your prefrontal cortex is in charge. It's the most human part of your brain. It's helping you judge my outfit, plan your lunch, and even process these words that I'm speaking. But what if a threat appeared in the very wings of the stage, or the ground beneath you just gave away? Well, that CEO will immediately take a leave of absence. In less than 70 milliseconds, your amygdala, the lizard brain, hijacks your nervous system. It floods you with cortisol, your pupils dilate, and your fine motor skills, they just evaporate. In that very moment, you won't even understand why you're shaking so much or your 4-digit PIN code to your phone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call human freeze. In simple terms, it's your body's psychological threat response. It shifts your body from its normal phase to its fight or flight stage. And my journey didn't start with a dramatic business plan. It started in the small space between logic and panic. And it started with something we all have, discomfort. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sivani Arun, and this is my story. I am the eldest daughter of a typical Indian Hindu family. Being the eldest daughter itself is a big task, but being the eldest daughter of an Indian family is another level of responsibility. Which means you got to be the perfect role model for your siblings. And your, academic, professional, personal choices all have been decided by your parents and your family members. And adding to this, sadly, a backbencher ended up in a family filled with toppers. It's not that I did not get the marks, I did, but not enough to be celebrated and not too bad to be called a tragedy. I lived in this middle space where I constantly needed to prove my worthy of trust, my worthy of freedom, my worthy of taking responsibility. And between all of this, after all, I'm a daughter, and my safety is my parents' biggest responsibility. And the messages also started piling up. Shivani, be safe. Don't be out too late. Share your location. Message when you reach there. And it might sound like love, and it is, but over time, the responsibility of safety is being slowly handed to you. And I started noticing a pattern along with it. We were being raised in something what I call simulated survival. It's where you were being trained to have the stress response of someone being chased by a tiger while doing calculus sitting on a desk. I know it does not make sense. And my fire in my middle space started with this one particular question. Why is safety always about how cautious you are and never about how effective the systems are to help you when you can't be cautious enough? One of the biggest mistakes we do in design is thinking that people behave logically under stress. Well, they don't. Fear narrows attention, it disrupts speech along with it. And as a part of this very problem that I'm trying to solve, I interviewed people of harassment, people who are victims of harassment. And one thing they told me about is biological friction. In simple terms, biological friction is when you don't even remember you have your phone in your hand or when you can't scream out for help. Along with this, most of the safety solutions that are currently present assume that we have time, we have clarity, and we have the ability to act calm during this whole. But when the cortisol hits you, when you're so anxious, nothing of those work out. So that's when I thought I'll take the step, and I founded Guardia. Guardia wasn't born out of optimism. It is born out of fear, anger, and the realization that help often arrives too late or not at all sometimes. We build a system where a woman or anyone in general does not have to explain themselves to receive help, where one press can alert, track, record, and call for help, where safety isn't a privilege, it's an infrastructure. And you might think I was very brave, I was very confident while doing this. But let me be honest, after all, I was a 15-year-old trying to solve such a big problem like this. I was afraid the whole time. But I learned one really important lesson. Courage isn't about always being brave and standing up. And fear does not disappear before action, it disappears because of it. If a teenager like me can question the idea that safety is optional, then governments, institutes, and communities have zero excuses to make. And let's come back to the point that I was talking about before itself. How do you design a system where it catches you when you can't be cautious enough? Or how do you design a system where it looks after you when you are being so fearful or when you're being so vulnerable? How do you design for the lizard brain? How do you make safety an infrastructure and a basic human right? So, I took three core principles into mind. First, when time disappears, the number of efforts taken by the person to receive help should disappear along with it. Second, when clarity collapses, safety should always be present. Third, and the most important one out of all, when calm is an impossible thing during this most vulnerable time, no one should be alone. And we all know fear isolates. It makes a person feel so vulnerable to a point they'll feel like, what is their whole point of living? And along with this, you guys might be thinking how a 15-year-old who did not even write her boards at that time started a solution like this. Well, I did not start with screens or buttons like any other solution. I started from the human brain. No, the human body, sorry, my bad. From the grip reflex to the stutter step, the way your body reacts when that cortisol hits you, or the way your body shakes when it is so afraid of reacting, or when it's so afraid of doing what's right. And along with this, I understood that safety is a person's biggest priority. After all, the saying goes, safety is the biggest priority for anyone. And along with this, I remember the first ever competition that I went to. And I think my parents know it the most, not gonna lie, because they saw how bad I was shaking, and how nervous I was. So during that time, when I presented my idea in front of a panel of judges, one judge stood out to me. He told my idea wasn't practical enough for this world. My idea wasn't good enough because I did not have complex features. And that's when I told, sir, real innovation isn't about adding more features. It's about removing barriers, making the person feel okay, getting them help as soon as possible. One thing I understood during this whole process is that we always romanticize the fire of a genius. But the fire that actually might change the world sometime is the small pilot light that keeps on burning even when it's raining. My obsession with this one question, that is safety an actual, human right, or is safety like any other solution should be ignored? My obsession with this question always started bugging me, and that's when I founded Guardia. Every achievement I have made with Guardia isn't a flex. It's a proof that consistency outlasts credentials, because intensity is a sprint and consistency is a marathon. My fire in my middle space started with the question that kept on bugging me. And in the world of 2026, where it's faster than it'll ever be, the old blueprints that promised us that if we got the marks, if we followed the rules, we'll be safe, they're all burning down. So I ask you guys all, everyone over here, think for a moment. What's the fire in your middle space? What's the one thing that keeps on bugging you, but you don't feel qualified enough to solve it? Because the middle space isn't a waiting room, it's a lab that's just waiting for you to walk in. Do your thing, solve the problem that you think is a big issue to you. Because you don't need, perfection to matter. You just need the real, problem to solve. So, real innovation does not start with an expert. It starts with a question that bugs a person. My name is Sivani Arun. I'm the founder of Guardia, and this is my story.